I'm going to be talking about my option strategies because I'm going to be capitalizing on these crazy gains, turning $100 into $6,500 on companies like Netflix because it fell 35%. The stock went straight down and put options went straight up. So the upside is thousands of dollars with only a $100 investment. You could only lose $100. The gains are astronomical and infinite. And I'm going to dive into that in just a second. Here's a look at my calendar so we can see these are the companies I'll be doing deep dives on these earning plays when they drop earnings, like companies like Microsoft, Facebook, PayPal, and Apple. So hit the subscribe if you want to see me do deep dives into these companies and talk about option strategies on how to play these earning plays. So looking at Netflix, this has been just in a red flag downward spiral for a long time. It dropped here 20% all the way down and then trended down, and then yesterday, after hours, plummeted, 40% drop right here. Very ugly times for Netflix, but if you're playing puts, you're celebrating. You're watching all the series, all the shows on Netflix because they just made you a lot of money. Here's a look at the options. They were up a lot more in the morning. It's the afternoon now, but still 5,600%, 4,300%. These options are insane. So for example, if you would have bought this option yesterday, it would have actually costed you, I just saw this one, $20 yesterday, and the high today was $2,200. $20 investment, you make $2,200. That's even better than what I was talking about. So astronomical returns, something like this. Previous close was $14. Today it's $2,000 on a high. Right now it's $800. So even though it's in the afternoon, still $800 on $14. This is the potential and where these option plays can go when you're playing earnings or when big swings happen in the market. But I'm gonna be focusing on earnings because it is earnings season right now. A lot of these big companies are dropping their earnings and there's money to be made. Whether it goes up or down, you can make money either way. So the reason why Netflix got brutally annihilated, legacy media has disrupted Netflix. We know right now that more and more streaming services are popping up. They're catching traction. Apple's very good. Disney's very good. HBO, Showtime, every network now has a streaming service. Netflix was the guinea pig. So we could see all these different streaming services. There's so many of them. They're all over the place. You could get any streaming service app you want, so they have a lot more competition. And because of this, puts were a great strategy. So here's a look at the earnings for Netflix. Revenue, $7.87 billion versus $7.95 expected, so a small loss there, very small. Earnings per share, $3.53 versus $2.91 expected. Looks like they did well there. And then net subscriber growth, which is what most investors are focusing on, which is why puts went way up. Net subscribers, negative 200,000 versus 2.51 million expected. They expected a 2.5 million subscribers growth. They lost 200,000. So that's this article right here. Netflix just lost subscribers for the first time in over a decade. They never ended a quarter where they only lost subscribers. This is the first time. So this is groundbreaking news, which is why the options are through the roof for puts and the stock is plummeting. So the battle for being the best streamer, Netflix is still winning, but there's so much competition. Their forward-looking statement also for Netflix does not look good. They think those numbers will continue to decline because they ran up so aggressively and so high over the past 2 years. Everyone was Netflixing and chilling and staying inside, and now they have a lot more competition. So maybe their outlook is a little skewed and a little clouded because it has gone up so high to astronomical levels. It can't really go much higher. These are the 4 big ones I'm paying attention to next week. So again, hit the subscribe if you want to see I'm going to document everything and put it on YouTube, my complete strategy and deep dive as to what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the actual option direction I go with, whether it's a call or put, and the potential that I'll be able to make on this. And it's not a lot of money that I'll be spending on these options. It's a couple $100, maybe $100, maybe $200, depending on the option. Like I said, this one was only $14. I could have bought 5 of them and made $100,000. Crazy moves. This doesn't always happen, but when you're doing earnings plays, it usually does. Usually earnings are very aggressive moves up or down, especially right now. During these times where the markets are flat, there's not a lot of money to be made because we're mostly flat or slightly down. It's a neutral macro outlook right now with the markets, even crypto as well. So I'll be looking in the areas where there's more money to be made, and I'm going to be diving deep into this. So not only will I be documenting the deep dive into my option strategy and what I'm going to do, I'll also be posting the results of my reaction and what happens after earnings, whether I get crushed and lose it all, which won't be a lot, it'll be a couple $100, or I make $5,000, $6,000, that's going to create an incredible reaction. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel. Don't forget, when you hit that button, it's going to get you a little bit closer to retiring young.